That's what they say. And the past is just a series of events. This is how the Reminiscence movie begins. The film is set in Miami. With global warming, the Earth's water level has risen, and half of the city has been submerged. Due to the high temperature, people start their daily activities at night. Scientist Nick Bannister has created a machine that can take people back to their memories. A lot of people with memorable memories of their lives come to Nick to rekindle their addictive memories. Nick and his partner, Watts, run this business. Meanwhile, a woman comes to him to find the lost key of her house, and to find it back in her memory. Her name is May. That's when she forgets her 2 earrings. Then Nick goes to work and gives her 2 earrings. Then she tells Nick to take her home. They have sex in her house. Immediately after that incident, Watts wakes Nick up from his memory recreating machine. Yes, he's been in his old memory. By then this had disappeared. Meanwhile, the memories of a dying racketeer named Fox are handed over to Nick for information. As he recalls, Nick sees a drug dealer named St. Joe having May. He then chases. That's when Nick learns that this is not the woman he knew. He also learns that he is abusing the bacon. He then travels to New Orleans to find her. He goes straight to St. Joe to buy drugs. But St. Joe finds out that Nick is lying. St. Joe is trying to kill Nick. That's when Nick says he came. But St. Joe is trying to kill Nick. Then Watts arrives and saves Nick. There Watts kills St. Joe. But when St. Joe speaks, Nick learns May is a fraud. May was with Nick to steal something. This is when Nick and Watts find out that one of Nick's customers' memories has been stolen. She's been with Nick for so long to find out the secret of the room where these memories are stored. When Nick re-examines the room, he realizes that all the memories of the woman, Elsa Karen, are gone. Then Nick goes to find Elsa. That's when they find out that Elsa was killed. Then he finds out that May has taken Elsa's child and fled. Nick goes to find May. There Nick meets a man. He beats Nick and threatens not to look for May. Nick recalls that he was assaulted by a corrupt police officer who assisted St. Joe in his drug dealing. His name is Cyrus Booth. This time Nick looks back at Elsa's memory and finds out who remembers it. He is Walter Sylvan. But he died a few days ago. He also thinks that Cyrus Booth worked for Walter Silver. Walter Sylvan is a wealthy landowner in Miami. Elsa is Walter Sylvan's mistress. And Walter Silver's real wife has a son. There he got into an argument with Nick Watts and fired Watts. Then Nick goes to meet Sylvan's wife. At that time he had to meet Sylvan's wife Tamara dressed as Sylvan. It's like he is going the memory of Tamara, and then talk to her. That's when Nick finds out that it was Sylvan who handed Booth over to kill Elsa Y's baby. Tamara also tells Nick that Booth worked with May. Nick also finds out that May is in an old recycling workshop. He goes there to find May and the Booth. There he finds Booth. He chases after Booth. Then Nick grabs Booth and brings him to his lab. Bring and look at his memories. That's when Nick finds out that Booth sent May to steal these memories from him. Nick also learns that the flu was all premeditated. And Booth find out that Elsa was killed. Then May comes and saves Elsa's child. As the memory deepens, Nick learns that May came to see him, and May is really in love with Nick. Booth then asks May where Elsa's baby is. And then May is talking to Booth is like talking to Nick. Because she knew that Nick can see this in Booth's memory. That's all. May eats a lot of the bucks that were there. Then May jumps down from there and commits suicide. Then the angry Nick Booth is sent the moment he gets the scar on his face. Booth is locked in that memory forever. And because of a phone call Booth made, Nick learns that it was not Sylvan, but his son who handed Booth over to kill Elsa. He did it to stop the division of lands. Then Nick leaves and tells Watts everything that happened. Because then Watts can confess all of that in response to Nick's statement. Then Nick goes to his lab and remembers every moment he spent with May and lives in that memory forever.